Yeah, that's great. And the next question I have for you, with regard to the purpose of the cosmos. And if you're listening, I saw at least one question already. We have about three more questions here from me for Dr. Ward, and we'll answer any live questions. But what's the purpose of the cosmos, in your view in this book? Because I was thinking about this, like I was at the Grand Canyon this summer, and I was out there with my dad at night, and I looked up, and there were just so many stars, and we have these like this giant cosmos, and we're like this little speck on this little planet. So you talk about like the purpose of the cosmos and how that kind of plays into your picture here.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a hard thing for some Christians to really come to terms with, because probably Jesus, as a historical figure, uh, didn't know that there were lots of galaxies in the universe. I mean, his human knowledge would have been that of somebody of his day. He was
Mhm.
truly human, after all, as well as being divine. But in his human knowledge, he wouldn't have known about the galaxies. So that's new information. In fact, we've only known it since 1925. It's quite incredible, really. Until 1925, nobody on Earth thought that there were stars beyond the Milky Way.
Hmm.
They thought the Milky Way was it. That was the end of the universe. Now we know the Milky Way is just one galaxy among billions of galaxies. And those billions of galaxies each have billions of stars and billions of planets. So that's a very different, expanded view of the universe. And I think that I go for that statement in Ephesians and Colossians. The mystery is that everything in heaven and earth, so that's every galaxy, every planet in the whole universe, is to be united in Christ. So that's a huge inflation of our expectations. I mean, traditionally, Christians thought, oh, there's only the earth. And in fact, there's only really basically Jews and Greeks. I mean, there's no Americans or anything like that. And so they will all be united. And perhaps they're not very far away up in the outer sphere of the heavens.
Mhm.
But that we can't believe that anymore. I mean, that's just wrong. And so since 1925, and in fact, perhaps I should remind people that the Big Bang theory was invented by a Roman Catholic priest. It's not an anti-religious view. It's actually based on his religious belief. And Copernicus, of course, was the first person to say that the Earth revolves around the sun, and he wrote a book about it and didn't get into any trouble. There's nothing about that. So, science and religion have always gone hand in hand, really. There's little arguments from time to time, but really they complement one another. So, I want to say this revised view of the universe does mean, I think this is what lies behind your question, that there are many ways in which God might be involved with beings on other planets, with alien beings, and they too will be included in Christ. And one of the joys of heaven will be to meet little green men from Alpha Centauri or whoever it happens to be. And the universe will be much wider and richer, but we'll all be united. I mean, the purpose of the cosmos is that this universe, which began with just a big bang, which began with unconscious, uncomplicated, unorganized simplicity, and evolved into the rich, complex, integrated world we have now, and will go on evolving. All this will actually be find its fulfillment in communities of rational, intelligent, free, responsible beings in Christ. So I think the purpose is that we shall all be in Christ and find our fulfillment there. Right? So the point being, Jesus is only one incarnation of God, the only one we know about, maybe the only one. But if there are other planets, and there are billions of possibilities, after all, billions and billions, if there are any other planets, I'm sure that God would have being incarnate there too to lead them to that final unity to which we're all going. I mean, that's a fantastic vision of the future. And I think that's implicit right back in the New Testament, even though their view of the universe was that it was very small. But still, what they said was true. It's just the universe is much bigger than they thought. you.